God the carpenter. God the carpenter in the foreshadow of Christ. The scriptures reveal who God is. And the revelation of this and the revealing of this reflection of the image of God is Christ. In the book of John, chapter 14, verse 9, it says, Jesus saith unto him, Have I been so long time with you, and yet hast thou not known me, Philip? He that hath seen me hath seen the Father. And how sayest thou then, Shew us the Father? And we see the reflection of the nature of God and the completion of God and the fullness of the image of God in Christ. And in the past, we look to the nature of God. God, being a carpenter, had helped Noah instruct him how to build the ark. Genesis chapter 6, verse 14 through 16. Make thee an ark of gopher wood, rooms shalt thou make in the ark, and shalt pitch it within and without with pitch. And this is the fashion which thou shalt make it of. The length of the ark shall be 300 cubits, the breadth of it 50 cubits, and the height of it 30 cubits. A window shalt thou make to the ark, and in a cubit shalt thou finish it above, and the door of the ark shalt thou set in the side thereof. With lower, second, and third stories shalt thou make it. So we see that God is obviously creating instructions for Noah how to take wood and make things and build and construct an ark. And this is the art of carpentry. And then we also see this with what the Lord told Moses. The Lord gave Moses instructions as well on how to build and construct items using wood and other fabrications. Exodus chapter 25, verse 9 and 10. According to all that I shew thee, after the pattern of the tabernacle and the pattern of all the instruments thereof, even so shall ye make it. And they shall make an ark of shittim wood, 2 cubits and a half shall be the length thereof, and a cubit and a half the breadth thereof, and a cubit and a half the height thereof. The continuance of God being able to orchestrate and instruct people, man, how to build and use the art of carpentry as a part of his nature is also seen in the book of Ezekiel. Ezekiel chapter 40, verse 4 and 5. And the man said unto me, Son of man, behold with thine eyes, and hear with thine ears, and set thine heart upon all that I show thee, for to the intent that I might shew them unto thee art thou brought hither. Declare all that thou seest to the house of Israel. And behold, a wall on the outside of the house round about, and in the man's hand a measuring reed of 6 cubits long by the cubit and an handbreadth. So he measured the breadth of the building, 1 reed, and the height 1 reed. And so the nature of the instructions of proper carpentry and measurements and architecture and all of those gifts of a craft of carpentry are seen in the nature of God and his revealing to his people and his prophets. And we see this in the book of Revelation as well, where Christ instructs measurements and gives measurements based upon a prophecy revelation, thus showing that his revealing of his nature of a carpenter. Therefore, the same nature as the God of the book of Genesis, the God that spoke to Moses, and the same one that spoke to Ezekiel. And Christ himself being that one, revealing the measurements that are spoken of. Revelation chapter 21, verse 15 and 16 says, And he that talked with me had a golden reed to measure the city, and the gates thereof, and the wall thereof. And the city lieth foursquare, the length is as large as the breadth. And he measured the city with the reed, 12,000 furlongs. The length and the breadth and the height of it are equal. So we see all these natures of God revealing things, Christ being God revealing things in the book of Revelation, using proper measurements and measuring tools of an architect, of a carpenter. And then we see also, look what Christ was doing when he walked the earth. In the book of Mark, chapter 6, verse 3, they said of him, Is not this the carpenter, the son of Mary, the brother of James and Joseph, and of Judah and Simon? And are not his sisters here with us? And they were offended at him. Notice here that they call Christ a carpenter. And it should be no surprise that it is Christ who is God from the beginning, who helped create all things, who is that carpenter. while he was pre-incarnate, when he walked the earth, and then afterward when he gave the revelation, when he spoke to the prophets of old and gave proper instructions on carpentry, came into the earth as a carpenter to show them that he's that carpenter of old that taught Noah how to build the ark, that taught Moses how to build the artifacts and the instruments and the temple, and it taught Ezekiel in proper measurements, and revealed the city of the New Jerusalem and the measurements to John. And then we see Christ walking the earth as a carpenter. And then John, in the book of John, reveals that it is Christ from the beginning who made all things. John chapter 1, verse 3. It says, "All things were made by him, and without him was not anything made that was made." And this is because Christ is God who came in the flesh, who is that carpenter of old, who came into the earth as a carpenter, did carpentry work, and as well as built the church and the foundation of the church in his craftsman of carpentry. He laid the foundations with the apostles and the prophets, and this is the prophecy of God, the carpenter.